It's a new year, so many new challenges, and of course, a new season for us in Product League here with you. Today, we're going to talk about New Year resolutions done right for product managers. We are going to talk about goals, about North Stars, about achieving the things that you care about. And I'm so happy and excited to have you all with me today. Hello, Leaguers. Welcome back to our orange floor, the Product League floor. If this is the first time we're meeting, well, this is a shame. My name is Moya Cassis. I'm the founder and general manager of Product League. We are the largest mentoring program for product managers around the world in 30 countries and counting. We just opened the applications for our next batch, upcoming batch, winter 2024. And this is exactly why we're meeting here today, because so many of our leaders, our mentees and mentors that are going to join us on this batch already told us, guys, I want to make 2024 my best year yet. This should be my best product career year yet. And we are going to do this today. We are going to talk about all the things that matter, and we're going to talk about you and about your goals. So it's time for you to introduce yourself in the chat. So please, wherever it is that you watch us right now, LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course YouTube, go ahead and in the chat, let me know who you are, where you're from, what is your challenge when it comes to New Year resolutions or setting goals and overcoming challenges as we are approaching 2024 right now. And I promise you guys, I'm here for you. I'm going to answer all the questions you have, and this is going to be a super interactive session. This is going to be a very fun one. Now, here's the thing. This is not your traditional New Year resolutions webinar. Nothing spiritual here. Not that there is anything wrong with being spiritual. It's just this is not the theme of today. We are going to be super on point. We are going to talk about goals and challenges and actionable ways for you to make sure that the things you care about are going to be your upcoming future, the next few months for you, and challenges for you to actually overcome and goals to achieve. So I assume that you have in mind better terms or phrases to use than New Year resolutions. Let's use other words to describe what we are going to do here today. Help me in the chat with words of your own. I'm sure you've got really great other words to use instead of New Year resolutions, because we're going to be very practical and interactive, as I said before. Now, what should you know? First thing first, this is a recorded session. So all eyes on me and on the screen, because we're going to do it together, and this session is going to be available for you later. So no need to take notes or anything. You are going to have additional access to this session. The next thing you should know is that this is not just a theoretical one. We actually created an ebook for you to use, an ebook for you to follow with all the things that we are going to discuss today. And this is available for you for free on our website. How shall you get it? You go on our website on productly.com, you go to resources, then you see New Year resolutions, and you click on that. You put your email in so we can actually send it to you, and then you'll receive your copy of the ebook. Now, you can also check out our openings for mentees, mentors, and team mentoring roles if you're interested. Coming very soon in 2 weeks, the new batch. So the ebook is there for you to download. No need to download right now. Do it after the session. Again, we are going to do everything here together, and you are going to tackle that by yourself. It's so easy. It's super easy for you. Now, we made it even easier for you guys because the ebook is actually editable, so you don't need to print it or anything. You just need to fill in the boxes. You'll see in just a few. You'll see how we do it together, and you don't need to do anything as in the ebook. Now, I'm seeing that we have a few comments here. We have Sipu, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, joining us from Armenia. Hello to you. We have Jonathan joining us as well. Thank you so much. Guys, keep commenting. Please, let's make it an interactive session. I need you here with me. So go ahead and in the chat, tell me everything that you want to know about New Year resolutions, or as I may call it, your goals, your note stars, your roadmaps, your actionable tips, tricks, how to for 2024. As we said, it's all about making 2024 your best product career year yet. So we're starting right now, and we're going to talk about achieving resolutions as product managers. Now, the thing is that in order to really going forward in our career and climb the ladder and achieve new things, we have to be very concrete in our understanding of the past. So what we are going to do first is to reflect on our previous year, 2023. Then we're going to talk about our goals and needs and wants for 2024. We're also going to talk about community and networking and all the things that matter to us product managers as humans. And then we're going to talk about well-being. So we're going to talk about both hard skills, soft skills, and well-being. Again, this is not your traditional New Year resolutions how to. Okay, so this is how we're going to do that. We're starting with reflecting on 2023, on the past year. Now, reflecting in my point of view can be very, very challenging because first, how do you remember everything that happened last year? You need to go through everything that happened throughout a whole year, right? So how do you do that? And then the thing is that most people don't enjoy reflecting because it feels to us like it's too big of a mission and there is no real way to do that. But as we all know, if we don't understand what did we achieve and what did we not achieve and what are the challenges and obstacles that we did not know how to overcome, this is where we are losing the potential to actually do things better in the next year to come. So here are my 2 tricks or approaches as for how to do that. Don't go straight to writing down your year in review, achievement, challenges, key takeaways. Don't. Go through the action of asking yourself all the questions that you need to ask yourself as for 2023 or whatever it is year that you want to go through. And let's see what that means. It means that you're going to ask yourself some simple ones like, who did I work for? Just, to get things started. What task did I undertake in my role? Where was I featured if you had a chance to show your know-how to the product management community? What tools did you use? Was I ever recognized by a supervisor for a job well done? Go through the questions. There is a long list of questions and also the opportunity for you to add questions of your own. And as I said, everything here is editable. You can actually add your own questions. So you list your questions, you go through the questions, and every question that you actually choose to answer, you just click it. You tick it. And then you check this box as done. I already spent some time thinking on this one, going back to achievements, challenges, and key takeaways. This is how we break down the idea, the big idea of key takeaways and the whole approach of year in review into something that is more questions oriented and sees the journey you actually took in 2023 as a journey, something that you should ask questions about. And maybe you will find out that there are questions of your own, questions that are not in this file that you want to add. And this is your first step into understanding how was it really? How was 2023 for you and what did you achieve? The second approach that we're going to take here, as for understanding how good, bad, or whatever it is that 2023 was for you, is to break it down into the months. So, thinking about 365 days, it's pretty hard. Even thinking about 12 months is pretty hard, but thinking about a month and then another one and then another one allows you to break the year into smaller pieces. Maybe you already know that in August you got a promotion, so you don't have to start from January, then go all the way down to August just to get to the point where you understand that you want to mention this achievement. You can just go straight and write it down under August. Maybe you remember an awful meeting that you had on May, going into the middle of the second quarter, and then understanding that your budget is completely off or something else. And you remember that one, and you remember it was bad for you because that was a challenge, that was an obstacle, and you should mention it too. So, this is how we do that. Uh, I honestly ask you guys, don't jump into the second part of the ebook without doing this one. This is the honest, brutal truth about everything we do in life, and product management included. And as you know, you are the greatest product you'll ever work on. So it goes to your career as well. If we don't understand what are the challenges that we are facing, what are the challenges that we know how to face, and sometimes more importantly, what are the challenges that we have no idea how to face, we can't make our future better. It's important to take the time to recognize the skills that we're lacking, the things we don't know how to overcome, takeaways as feelings. This is when I felt just amazingly. This is what happened at the office, and actually it left me devastated, and I cried in my bed for 2 days. Spend some time thinking about the challenges, both those you overcame and those you did not. And also spend some time to think about your achievements. Because if you recognize achievements, it means that you recognize the spots, the things that you're actually good at. And then you allow yourself to maximize your own potential. You allow yourself to take these things that you prove yourself to know how to do well and then build on them. So you write all this down, and this takes us to the second chapter. The second chapter is where the magic happens, or when we start to actually go really deep into your understanding of what should the next year look like. So please dream a little. Think about 2024 and try to think, what is it that is going to be different about that year? So we are not talking yet in terms of the goals, but we are starting to have the feeling of the understanding, what will it look like. It's kind of an emotional North Star, if you will. Part of that is that understanding what your future look like is actually hard. If I am to ask you guys, how do you want 2024 to look like? Actually, tell me in the comments. Go ahead and in the chat, tell me what do you want to see in your 2024. It's a little hard because it's about the company that we want to work with. It's about the people we want to work with. It's about the aspects of product management that we want to do more or less of. is it's about the skills, new skills that we want to acquire, and it's about the way that we position ourselves. So when we're talking about this broad idea of your next year, dreaming about that, having aspirations as how should it look like, I find it a little difficult. I find it a little too washy-wash, too, pardon my French, spiritual to think about that, and not concrete understanding of how things look like. So we're going to do things a little differently here at Product League, because we are going to be as practical and tactical as possible. Instead of just talking about, the big idea of how next year should look like, what I'm asking you to do is to think about 3 openings, real openings, real job openings currently available in the market that you are interested in receiving an offer from. So it's about the companies, it's about the culture that they represent, it's about the teams, it's about the actual work, it's about everything included. Go and, either if you are looking for a job right now or if you are not, it doesn't matter. Understanding what positions out there, what openings out there represent your big dream idea as for how should 2024 look like. Why do we do that? Because at the end, a big portion of our joy as product managers, it's about the fulfillment that we receive from our work, right? So it's not just the companies that we work with, it's about the people that we work with and about the culture these companies represent. It's about the benefits. That's okay to say that. It's about the actual job. It's about the markets we will be involved in. It's about the tasks, the skills, the opportunities, everything that goes into creating and building and managing products that we actually care about. So when you choose 3 openings you truly care about, openings that you wish to receive tomorrow, to receive an offer on your desk from these companies tomorrow, when you do that, you break this idea of here's my dream for 2024 into something you can actually discuss here with me today. So you start by finding openings, and then again, everything here is editable. So either you put here the names of the openings or actual openings, or you put the links, whatever works for you. So we're going to do that together. And I found this opening. I don't own a company, actually. I know nothing about this company, but it looks nice from the way they represent themselves and other responsibilities and things that they are looking for. Still more need to dig in right here before I would actually consider this one as my dream job. But just for the sake of our webinar today, let's say this one is a company or a position that I'm interested in. So Chief Product Officer at Reputation. And now let's say I am interested in that. I'm just going to put it here. And voila, I've already found the first one for me to go and actually use as a key part of my exploration for 2024. Now you go ahead and you mention the 3, again, openings that you are interested in, not just random ones like I just found on LinkedIn, but find ones that you truly care about. And then the fun begins, because here is the thing. For each of these openings, we are going to list the request qualifications and skills that this company is actually asking from the applicants. So what does it mean? Let's see. Ooh, here it is. Okay, we're going to list all the qualification and skills for opening one, then for the second one, and for the third. What do we do here? You'll find out that in a funny way, different companies use different names for the same skills and qualifications, and you'll see some patterns, you see some trends, you see that all companies that you are interested in working with use some of the skills as their way to get to know your communication level. Some of them are interested in your experience with specific hard skills, but yet it's the same skill and they find different ways to put it into words. By listing down all this, you'll start to see the patterns and you can already see things that are there and there again. Why? Because if you truly chose 3 openings that represent you and are relevant for you for your near future, it's more often than not that you'll see that they are looking for somewhat of the same persona. This persona is you. And then you'll see the patterns. So you list all of them down. Okay, let's say, let's go back to my my example here. Okay, so we have this chief product officer position. Let's see, responsibilities, okay, or qualifications. Everything is here. So under responsibilities, they actually list things that they are looking for, such as strategic vision, okay, financial management, stuff like that. So we have it here. Okay, it looks like this right now. I've filled that for us to work on, and now it's where things are getting a little bit more personal, because now we are going to talk about how you elevate yourself and your skills in this understanding of where you're heading to in 2024. And why is that? This is a big challenge, okay? Talking about yourself, everyone is included, myself included in that, okay? When we do self-assessment, we're not honest. And this is a critical moment for you in time to make sure that 2024 will actually work for you. So you have to be honest with yourself. I need you to be honest about how honest you are with yourself, well, where you have to measure or rate your own qualifications and skills. So tell me in the chat and be honest, okay? From 1 to 10. How honest are you when you evaluate your own skills? When you are asked to rate your own level in a specific skill or, under other requirement of product management, how good are you in doing this self-assessment? The thing is that most of us are really, really bad in doing that. It's really, really hard to understand how good we are, but we have to do that. And even more critical is making sure that once we make this investment of truly looking into our inner self and measuring our skills in specific aspects of product management, the thing is that we have to do it about the things that matter. So instead of just evaluating ourselves against, I don't know, the product management standard of whatever blogger actually made as an announcement of what should you know and how should you do. Instead of doing that, what we're doing here is taking the actual skills and qualification that were in your own job openings, those that you were interested in. Remember the 3 openings? This is why we're doing that, because now nothing is, just high level. Everything gets to be super, super practical about doing that. So, for example, if we go back to skills and requirements, one of the things that we saw is that for that CPO position, they're asking for financial management experience. They call it develop and manage budget, forecast, and key performance metrics to track product performance, make data-driven decisions to optimize resource allocation. Let's say this is 9. This is what requested, because they're not asking you to be a CFO of the company or anything you like, but they are asking you to manage budgets of a pretty big company, because this is a 501 to 1,000 employees company. So they're asking you to do that. And if, to be honest, my skills, proficiency in that, it's about 7. I am experienced in financial management of products. I cannot say I'm an expert in that. So here, I was very, very practical. I took stuff that were mentioned in the actual position that I theoretically interested in, listed it, and then I can recognize the gap. Let's go back to the position. Okay, another thing that is listed here, let's say product evangelism. Okay, become the key evangelist for our product, actively participating in press activities, conferences, discussions with thought leaders, and engagement with market analysis. At least, let's say this is what they put here. And you know what? They request someone who's pretty good at that. And I will go and say that I'm pretty good at that. Okay? So here is something that I can say. I don't think there is a gap here. I don't think that in this request skills of product evangelism, this is something I should work on going into 2024. This should not be my resolution, but see what happens here. This financial management gap here, when it's requested to be 9, but I'm actually at 7, this is where we see some potential for growth. Interestingly, what we will see is that there is a list of all these skills and requirements, but some of them will be more interesting for us to tackle, and some of them are not. So what we are going to do is, after you list here all the things that you want to list, after that, what we're going to do is to actually prioritize, as product managers do. And in this case, for example, assuming that I have everything listed here, I may say that this is my first priority. Okay, so you go and you check the little box on the left, and you put the prioritization that you give to this skill or requirement that you want to work on. I see that we have a comment here from our very own Barak. Hello to you. I hope you are well and safe these days. And Barak is writing, I'm not sure that I am so honest with my own skills. Sometimes I'm not value myself enough because of my confidence. I feel ya. I can't say anything else, but I feel ya. And the thing is that we do them both ways, right? Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be confident enough and to say, hey, I'm actually pretty damn good in what I do in this specific skill. And, like, I actually earned the opportunity to say that I am 9 out of 10 or whatever. And sometimes we are blind and we don't know what we don't know. We don't know that this skill can be mastered in higher, better ways than we are aware of. Maybe because we didn't have the chance to work with people that are actually good at that. Maybe because we are a little bit vain, and we are all a little bit vain, don't get me wrong. So many reasons. So I feel, yeah, Barak, it goes both ways. We do need to find the courage to embrace our own skills and to say ourselves, hey, I'm pretty good. I'm giving myself here a 9 or 10. And we should also recognize our opportunities for growth. We should always recognize the things that we are not perfect in doing yet, not because we're not good yet, just because it's yet, because this is what we're going to work on. This is what we're going to master going forward. So thank you so much, Barak, for opening up to us and sharing this with me and with the audience here with us today. And absolutely, you are so correct. It's hard, it's challenging, but hey, this is the life. This is what we're gonna do. It's all about challenges, and we are going to do this together. So this is about the skills. This is about the requirements. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget to prioritize the skills that you are going to work on. Okay, so please go ahead, check the left boxes, prioritize the skills that you want to work on, because without prioritization, well, we are not product managers. Then, taking these gaps that you just recognized, you got the structure, the ground for the goals that you are going to work on going into 2024. Now, at Product Link, we are big believers in SMART goals. Okay, we are, let's say that every batch, the beginning of every batch in the kickoff week, we spend some time, quite some time with our leaders, with our mentees and our mentors, like tailoring their goals to be smart and to actually make sure that we got the structure going into the batch together and maximizing the opportunity of our mentors and our mentees. So SMART goals are a big deal of what we are doing here at Product League, and we are going to test your memory here. Remind me, please, dear product managers in the audience, what does SMART stand for? So tell me in the chat, and I'm sure that many of you guys remember. SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, or achievable. Depends on the specific phrase that you are choosing to. Relevant and time bound. Now, forget about the acronym. We're going to talk about what it really means, okay? Specific. I want you guys to be able to have a picture in your mind of what the achieving of this goal, the outcome, what will it look like? A clear outcome that you can almost paint as an image for you to look at, because first, then you can visualize the outcome and it motivates you. But more than that, when you are in the position of saying, hey, I actually achieved that, you can say that without doubt, because you know that you achieved it. You were so specific in achieving that. Second thing is about measurable outcomes. Track your progress even before it starts. So, we're product managers. If the goal is not measurable, how can we say objectively, I achieved that? So remember the gap that we recognized in the skills and the qualifications that you want to achieve in 2024. Make sure that you know the point where you can say, this gap is no longer there. I actually worked on my skills and I'm now much better. Third one is achievable. Now, here is about making sure that goals are within your playground, realistic goals, because guess what? If it's not realistic, if it's not achievable, it cannot be done. Okay? You can't get things done if they are not achievable and realistic. If, for example, you are choosing a goal that is out of your reach, okay, then, well, how will you get it? If your goal is depending on someone else's decision, like budget planning or whatever it is, then it's not achievable for you, because it doesn't matter what you do. There is still the chance that even if you achieve 99% of that, that other person and their decision will actually take the toll and will make you not to achieve your goal. So it should be realistic and achievable. Then it's about making sure it's relevant. Guys, it's 2024. It should be based on your reality. It should be about your own persona as product managers, nothing that you just read on a blog as the new goal or whatever for 2024. It's about you. And last but definitely not least, it's about time bounding the goals. So it has to be set in time. It's not you have forever to achieve that goal. When should you achieve that? And going back to the specific aspect of SMART goals, how would it look like? So we already have the opportunity to somewhat of picturing what success will look like. And I assure you guys, it's worth your investment. So you write down your personalized goals, and then after you have the goals, you break it down into the actions that you need to take. Because the goal without actions leads you nowhere. So you take the goal and you write down everything that you are going to take, all the steps that you are going to take on your way to achieve that goal. This is how you do that. My last tip here, talking about your blueprint, the action items that you are going to list for yourself for 2024, is to schedule regular checkpoints for you to check where you stand. So if you are a product league mentee or mentor, you have this bonding with your mentoring partner for you to have the checkpoints. You also have the checkpoints with us, the team. But if you're not, you have to build this habit for yourself for having these checkpoints for you to understand where you stand. Okay, so before you go into the journey of setting 2024 for success, already make a decision. I'm going to have a checkpoint every whatever it is time that you make a decision to go through, because unless you do that before you start, I can assure you there's probably zero chances that you are going to do that afterward. I know this is an unconventional way, an approach for you to tackle the skills that you want to build and the action items you want to take going into next year. But here's the thing. This is an unconventional way because this is a very practical way. We don't talk about big, whatever it is, goals. We're talking about the goals that you care about. We put them into something we can actually discuss in the form of 3 positions, real job positions, openings that are available out there that you are interested in, whether you are looking for a job or not. There are 3 positions out there that make you dance in your chair. I assure you there are. Find those, recognize the gaps, break the gaps into action items that you want to take. And I can tell you, 1 year from now, you're going to be very, very happy. So we talked about the skills. We talked about the fact that it will have some hard skills into the list, but we'll also have some soft skills into the list. But big portion of what we do as product managers is establishing our persona in the domain and meeting other people and being energized by the fact that there are so many crazy, interestingly brains in the product management community, people that we want to meet, people that we want to exchange ideas with, people that we want to tell that we actually have the best idea that no one else thought about yet. And we need some clarity, because I think that every product manager out there says, okay, this year I'm going to do things differently. This year I am going to socialize more. I'm going to put myself out there more. I'm going to give talks. I'm going to write more. I'm going to do all of that. And then not much is happening in real life because it's too theoretical. So again, we're breaking things down here. What are your three goals? Not more than that. Okay? Three specific goals that you have as for networking. Three things that you really want to achieve in 2024 when we're talking about networking, getting to know more people, putting your name out there, recognizing your opportunity to actually share more with the community that we have. So you set three goals, okay? You write them down, and then what we're doing is the following. We're going to say, okay, this is a big deal. It is an important one. I'm not letting myself focusing only on my hard skills and soft skills. Networking is a big deal for me as a product manager. It's a big deal for my future. And you know that. So what we're going to do is talking about specific acts that you are going to take. Pardon? Thank you, guys. So the first one is for you to list 2 online communities related to product management that you are going not only to join, but to engage in discussions, to share your own insights, to connect with people. So it's not just about clicking the join button, it's about taking an actual engagement in the discussion. So just 2, you can do that. I know you can. Okay, go ahead, find the 2 that you think actually you care about, okay, and you find them interesting, and then just list it. Then it's about events, just like this one. Okay, so when you join our online events, for example, you get to meet other product managers. You are learning from other people. You're exchanging ideas. You're exchanging fears and challenges and opportunities, tips and tricks. So, guys, find online product management events or offline product management events if you care more about offline events, and make sure that you attend at least 2. Now, here at Product Lake, we have regular events, but there are so many great events out there. Seriously, you can learn so much. You need to make sure that you list at least 2 and you make it very practical. And then it's about the thing that everyone is talking about, but no one, myself included, has the time or finds the time to actually invest in. You need to share your know-how. You have so much to give back to the community. You have so many opportunities to mentor someone, to tell other ones how you tackled your own challenges, to share the things that worked for you and the things that didn't. And you should share that. We want to get to know you. I want to get to know you. I can promise you that. And I truly want you to outline a roadmap, a way for you to go through all of that and share your know-how. We actually, one of the things that we do at Product League is that we push our mentors to join our league and to take the stage, to literally take the stage, to take the floor and share their know-how with the community. And the reason why we're doing that is because you have experience that no one else has. and you need to share it. I want to learn from you. So please go ahead and do so. Another beautiful comment here is that I love the theme of this social network because it takes it completely out of the comfort zone. Yes, I told you guys, this is not your conventional New Year resolution how to. No, no, no. We are very practical here. We're almost critical here in our approach of how to get things done and accomplished in 2024. But I can assure you, if you are going to follow this ebook and really take the time to put in every step and to do the things that you don't really want to do, you'll see that great things are in your near future. 2024 is going to be your best year yet. So this was about that. A big part of what we believe in as networking and getting to know other people and learning from other people is obviously mentoring. I cannot recommend that enough. Forget about product league. If you have another way to either be mentored or to mentor someone, go ahead and do so. You will earn so much from that. Also, don't forget your online presence. So we all know that LinkedIn is a big player in our own persona as product managers. Here in the ebook, you will find two links to two previous events that we had here at Product League. The first one is where three of our mentors reviewed actual LinkedIn profiles and gave all their tips and tricks as to how make them better and nail the opportunity that lies there. The second one is about making sure that your persona as a candidate translated well into the online sphere. So it's one thing to bring yourself out there the right way when you are meeting someone, when you have an interview, but your online presence, this is your CV and your LinkedIn, should be maximized, because otherwise the opportunity is not maximized. So go ahead and check the two links that are there. And guys, we did it. This is the fourth and last chapter of the book, but this may be the most important one of all. Product management is a very challenging domain. And the job of the product manager is full of stress. Now, making sure that you invest in your well being is, as I just called it, it's an investment. This is not a luxury. This is not about you just over treating yourself. It's about you making sure that you don't invest just in the tasks that you have today, but also in your chances of achieving great things tomorrow and the next month as well. So we talked about soft skills, we talked about hard skills, we talked about recognizing the gaps in the goals that we have. We talked about breaking it down into actual action items, super important. We talked about your online persona and presence and how you're going to share so many incredible things with us in the community. And now we're talking about you. Now we're talking about your well-being. And guys, we can't get away from that. Your work-life balance or the lack of it. Tell me, are you happy with your current work-life balance? I am honest with you guys. I still have so much to work on when we're talking about work-life balance. So much to work on. And this is, I think, one of my missions, my forever lasting missions to work on. Sometimes things work well. Sometimes things don't work well. There are some elements or parts of my work as a product professional that I just love. Things that bring me joy. There are areas in my lake of work-life balance that really needs some improvement. We have to recognize the two. And see what I'm doing here. It's not just about saying, hey, these are all the things that I don't know how to do well. It's also about recognizing where you're doing things good, the right way. It's also about recognizing the things that bring you joy, as simple as that. So you're listing everything there. You're doing that in a way of just, dumping everything there, all the things that you care about, all the things that you need to change or want to change. Maybe I should use this phrase. And then it's about saying, you know what, now we are getting things the right direction, because I'm going to plan my day differently according to the things I just recognized. If you recognize the things that bring you joy, you have to make sure that you find some time for that. If you recognize the things that get you stressed out and things that you have to improve in your work-life balance, these are the things that you have to make sure that are included in your daily planner. So it's about the goals, truly just listing them. It's about making sure that you have the time slots for working on these things in a better way. And more importantly, guys, and this is where it becomes a little bit challenging, I can assure you, it's about specific boundaries that you are going to list. So the way we're working on that is that it's really hard to understand what should be my ideal plan for the day. You're actually going to jump between the daily planner page and setting your boundaries page quite a few times, because you're going to outline a specific boundary and then say, you know what? I, for example, noted oftentimes I forget to eat lunch. Okay. So a boundary is to make sure that doesn't matter what, by 2 p.m., I have to make sure that I already had my lunch. Okay, so going from setting a specific boundary, we can outline what our daily plan will look like. So this is how you do that. A beautiful question here from Barak. Can you give me an example of what can I write instead the notes area? Notes area it's about, for example, saying that this is not, like, for example, here is something that is not my goal. It's not set in stone, but something that you would like to achieve. So something of, like a less priority, for example. Another note that you can take for yourself is when you're not sure how you feel about something, but you want to make sure that you track it because you know that there is something there. You need to take a deeper look into understanding how this thing works for you or not. Okay, so you can write the note there. And again, because this is an editable page, you can have so many versions of that, right? You can have V1 starting tomorrow and have another one next week, the week after, because you evolved and you got to learn things about yourself, and you got to learn that actually this goal works for you and you achieve that, but now you need to invest more time in doing something else. Go and play with that, see what works for you, what not. But the thing is that, and this is an important one, it has to be tied to the things that you actually care about. It's about the boundaries, how you make sure that you have more of the joy that we discussed earlier and less of the areas where you don't feel so well. And it's about making sure that we keep some time in our daily plan for the things that energize us, for the things that inspire us. And remember, just a few minutes before, we spoke about how important it is, the community aspect of what we do as product managers, for a very good reason. Because when we talk with people, when we socialize, when we keep these connections with people that inspire us, with people that make us laugh, with people that truly understand the challenges that we go through as product managers, and we all know that sometimes strangers don't get that. When we do that, we have a support system around us. When people ask me what are the benefits of joining Product League, one of the first things I would say is that all of a sudden you are not alone. You have a mentee to talk with, you have a mentor to rely on, you have our team to have your back, you have the whole league to consult with and to be inspired by. Find yourself a support system and find a way to make sure that you keep some time in your daily plan to actually socialize with the people that you care about. This can be about, finding ways to network with other product managers, but it can also be with people that are not product managers, just because they're so meaningful. These connections are so meaningful for you, and you know that if you have 2 times a week a coffee meeting with your friends just before you go to the office, if that keeps you energized and motivated for the rest of the week, go ahead and do that. This will bring so much joy and success to your work as product managers. This is important. You need to actually put a time to understand what are the actual things that you are going to do to make this priority of having regular social interactions into something that has a concrete stand in your daily plan. And you are going to list these things here on the bottom of the page, and this is going to work for you just fantastically. The last thing I'm going to ask from you guys to do is to make sure that you take the time to reflect on the effectiveness of what you do. So the thing is that we all have big dreams, big goals, and big ideas, and we set a specific theme or a roadmap, a plan for us to follow. But then things just, get hard, or the circumstances are changing, and we find ourselves with the need to do things in different way. Maybe we need to do some self-reflection again. Maybe it's about understanding that we need to revisit our practices as for minimizing the gaps in our skills, or ensuring that our well-being practices are in place. What you want to understand is how often, when, and how you are going to revisit the things that you set as your plan and making sure that it works for you. You need to make sure that these action items that you take actually translate into practices that work for you. Sometimes you need to change the path and do things differently. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself, hey, I know that. And it's amazing. But you have to take the time to reflect. And you're going to do it right here on this page. You're going to list how often you're going to do that. You're going to say exactly how you're going to reflect on your well-being, how is it that you're going to measure that. You're going to set yourself some calendar notifications if needed, and you're going to make sure that you are taking care of your very own well-being, because guys, this is important. Then it's about reflecting about everything. It's all the insights, all the understanding, all the big aha moments that you had throughout this ebook, all the things that you got to realize when you just had this self-reflection, all the steps that you now consider taking into your daily plan of achieving greater success in your career. What are the things that you want to take a note of, just to make sure that you remember from this book? Maybe you just realize something. Maybe it's a question that just popped into your head, and you really want to make sure that you think about. Do that. Make sure you do that, guys. This is not the conventional way of doing things and having New Year's resolutions. There is no manifesting, no such a thing. Not again that there is anything wrong with that. We're taking actual concrete steps into making sure that your 2024 will be your best product career yet. This is my very own responsibility as Product League General Manager, making sure that this year is going to be the best product career yet of all our mentees and mentors and all of you leaguers out there. So I'm looking forward to knowing what are your goals, what are the things that you want to achieve, and we are going to have a thoughtful and meaningful journey and adventure together. Make sure that you download the ebook. Again, I'm going to remind you how to do that. You're going to www.productleague.com. Then under resources, you have New Year resolutions. Click on that. Then you have a field where you type in your email address. And after you do that, you may want to check out our openings for mentees and mentors to join our upcoming batch. This is going to be a fantastic year. 2024 is your year, leaguers. I can't wait to meet you here on this floor in our next event. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at community@productleague.com. We are here for you. Follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is that you spend your time. And please, whatever it is that you do, make sure that you invest in yourself. Soft skills, hard skills, and wellness. 2024 is your year, and together we are going to make sure that it's going to work for you. It's going to be an amazing year. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Thank you so much for commenting. Guys, have a fantastic year ahead. Thank you so much. I'm Moria Cassis. This is Product League. Bye-bye, leaguers.